Hello, and welcome back to this channel. Today's going to be a super fun video because today we are going to be doing another informational plant tour. Now, if you guys have been with the channel for quite some time, about 2 weeks for kind of the lowest, you guys hopefully have noticed we've done kind of some experimenting with titles for these types of videos now. And I think we're going to start doing a little bit more of some different titles. So this will still be known as an informational plant tour, but I'll title it something different. So before we do go ahead and start today's video, please subscribe, hit the bell notification on all so you do not miss our video, and please like this video. We actually did a lot of work today, so there is a lot to talk about. So let's go and start today's video. Alright, so just talking immediately, we actually harvested the parsley today, and we ended up kind of just moving stuff around. First big thing is all the microgreens are out. A lot of the plants have been moved, so I'm just gonna really be talking about stuff slowly. But coming over here, we actually had done a lot of stuff yesterday. A few hours after I was done filming and had the videos into the system, I was back in here doing some just watering, and I noticed there was some algae starting to form in the fish tank. Luckily, I ended up kind of scraping it out, and yeah, we'll see how that goes. But other than that, I might do some vacuuming on the bottom of the fish tank. It's going to be a lot harder now that there are real plants in the fish tank, so I don't really want to mess with those. But I might go ahead and just vacuum it just for today, and we'll see how that goes. But this is an informational plant tour, so let's go ahead and start talking about the plants. Alright, so the first thing is going to be basil. Now, lately I've been really just kind of examining all the plants, the roots, the leaves, a lot of the spots starting to form on all of them, because right now they don't look good and they look like they're starting to dry up. So I was actually doing a lot of research, checking out what could possibly be going on, and the thing that makes the most sense is the roots are starting to rot away, which is really bad, but I guess it's better than some other things that could be happening that could be a lot more permanent. So I ended up moving one of the 3 bubble oxygen makers for the fish tank into here. So now it is just kind of pumping stuff through here. You can kind of see some of the bubbles right there. Another great view is kind of right here. You can kind of see them right there. So that, it's not super significant, but hopefully it can be adding a lot more just stuff into the water. I think a more permanent, better solution would be to kind of do just get a super long one of these, poke a ton of holes in it, kind of put some glue at the very bottom, at the very end of it, so air can't go through, and then it could be just a giant thing of bubbles throughout the entire system and adding a ton of air into the water too. So I think that could be a very, very good method that could possibly be really smart for this type of a system. Then we have a ton of lettuce, and those are doing pretty good. And then that's where we ended up harvesting all the parsley. I'm going to keep the parsley kind of in that spot for a little bit longer because I'm actually going to be germinating it a different way. And then over here, a lot of these plants aren't doing amazing still, but at the end of the day, it's still doing all right. And this is basil. We got a ton of oregano and bunching onions at the very end. Then we got 3 things. We got cilantro, which is dried up. Then we got cherry tomatoes, and then we got a ton. Well, we got 2 things of just cucumbers. So, I mean, it's better than one, but it's not the best. So, other than that, that's how those are doing. I'm going to try to move that a little bit, but yeah, all the fish are doing really, really good too. Make sure I want to mention that in today's video. But now talking about the plants. First thing is going to be the oregano. The oregano is doing really good, and I'm actually really excited to start turning this into seasoning too. Now, I will say, before I do go on, everything was just water, so if plants do look a little bit worse than usual, that's just because I just watered. Then we have mustard and dill right here. Both are doing really, really good, and I've noticed new stuff happening every single day, which is so amazing. Then we have a ton of microgreens right here. We have 2 peas, 2 pea snaps, and then we have sunflowers right there. We won't be seeing much for the next 2 days, and then hopefully in about 48 hours or about 30 hours, we will really start to see a lot of leaves start to poke up. Then we have a ton of strawberries at the very bottom. A lot of these are starting to grow, but I'm going to slow down on the water once again. I'm just kind of watering because it's been quite some time since I did water those. Then, going over here, not a lot has changed besides just watering stuff. Leaves, tomato leaves do look good. We now have signs on these, so tomatoes right there and strawberries right here. I ended up cleaning the tray too, so that looks a lot better. Stepping aside over here, we have lemongrass and then peppermint. Neither of these are doing great, so I'm going to do a lot of work with that to figure out what's going on. Then going down, we are actually germinating more strawberry seeds, and we are actually germinating even more blueberry. Well, we're germinating blueberry seeds for the first time, and then we'll see how that goes. And then these are doing really good, the poppy seeds. Then stepping over here, we have our cosmos. So our flowers are kind of split between shelves, but at the end of the day, they're close enough. So we also have the microgreens up here. These are the rest of them. So these, we have spicy, basic. I keep thinking that says basil. And then broccoli. I'm going to have to change up that sign because I almost said basil in the video this morning too. So going down to the shelf, we have bunching onions too. Those are doing really, really good, and I really feel like they're starting to grow pretty quickly. This has not been watered at all this week, and we just watered today, so that is exciting. A lot of these are just absolutely thriving, and I'm really starting to see a lot of progress in it. And yeah, I'm also hoping to possibly move these outside too. I'm gonna let them grow out a lot more, and then I might move maybe 3 or 4 into like one of these types of pots, and then the rest would go outside. Then we have a lot of stuff right here, like a lot. We have basil, cilantro, oregano, parsley, 2 little plants of basil. Then those are brand new. We have daisies and celery. Both of those are doing great. And then I'm really starting to notice a lot of the leaves starting to grow on all of these plants, so that is extremely exciting. And then I forgot about talk about these. We have a lot of progress going on right here. We have broccoli in the middle right there. We have cucumbers at the very end, and more cucumbers right there. Now you're probably wondering, why on earth would I grow all 3 of those plants in a greenhouse this small? I've actually asked myself the same question, and the answer I have is, why not? Because at the end of the day, I don't really care if I get stuff from it. Broccoli, the odds of broccoli actually growing in this small of an area is quite low, but it's still possible. Then we also have cucumbers, and cucumbers will take a little bit of some time to grow, but once they are growing, they will grow very quickly, and they'll start to take over everything, just like the peas. But before I do go ahead and talk about everything on this shelf, I want to give you guys some information about the microgreens really quick. Now, to everyone that really has grown microgreens before and has grown them, or yeah, just anyone that is interested in growing microgreens, some things I recommend to remember to do: don't overwater. If you overwater, you're drastically increasing the chances of mold happening, and once mold starts in this type of a setup, you can't stop it. It grows extremely rapidly and just kills out all the plants in that tray. I will say, if you can notice it and it's just like a little spot in like the middle of the tray, you can still harvest the plants around it, but don't harvest the actual part that's been affected. I also will say, don't underwater, because it could hurt the plants, and if you underwater for too long of a time, it could damage the plant, possibly kill it. You will notice when you don't, when you underwater, because the leaves will start to kind of plop down and start to become a little mushy, which is not the consistency we want with these types of leaves. We want healthy, strong, growing leaves. We have sugar peas right here, and then down there we have sugar peas even more. I thought that was a bloom right there for a second. I was about to get extremely happy there. So you're probably wondering, what is the difference between each one? This is what I call a kind of spaced out method. It's where the roots can just grow a lot more in one just area. Then over here we have, well, this is the setup, the method I call the bunched up method. Kind kind of the same as bunching onions. There we go. But these just have a lot more space to grow out their roots and all sorts of stuff like that. Then we are growing tomatoes, and these tomatoes are growing so quickly. Very, very, very happy about that. And I really feel like just the plants have been growing so healthy, and I'm really happy and satisfied with how that's going. Then to end today's video, these are all the plants we're germinating. These were gonna go in the hydroponics, but then I figured out I'm not gonna be working with pebble balls in the system anymore. It's just too time consuming and too difficult to be able to accomplish that much. So we actually are doing parsley, basil, and cilantro. I think I'm just gonna let them grow till they just don't want to grow anymore, and then I'll go ahead and harvest them, turn it into seasoning, and then there's that. But I think I pretty much covered everything. We will be turning that parsley into seasoning. Some of the parsley doesn't look good, so I'm going to kind of go through it, pick the ones that do look good, pick the ones that don't look good, get rid of the ones that don't, and keep the ones that do look good. But other than that, this is going to be the end of the video. So if you guys like these types of videos, please subscribe, hit the bell notification on all so you not miss our video, and please like this video. I just really want to give a second to thank you all for watching today's video and supporting the channel. I'll see you guys tomorrow when we post next. Peace.